The five-council vote on the Tees Valley Combined Authority 10-year development plan, which included buying back Durham Tees Valley Airport, took place at the Jury's Inn Hotel in Middlesbrough on Thursday the 24th of January 2019. Here are some significant moments from this milestone occasion for our region.
Moving on to what we're actually considering in the agenda today, again, just to make it very clear to everybody, we are here to consider the refreshed investment plan for the Tees Valley. And what does that actually mean? It means that we are putting together a 10-year plan for £1.4 billion worth of investment within the Tees Valley. And that includes things like £256 million for transport infrastructure, £146 million for business growth, £55 million for skills, schools and teachers, and £50 million towards the most strategic and important local projects that all five of the boroughs have been working on for a long time now. And then implementation of the acquisition of the South Tees Development Corporation, something that has been in gestation since the tragic closure of SSI in 2015. This has been ongoing long before my tenure, and I think thanks has to go to Amanda Skelton, who led the fallout from the SSI closure in the task force, and also to Sue, who obviously was at the forefront of that as well, and obviously was chairperson of the Combined Authority and the Shadow Development Corporation at the time. So this is something that has been going on for an extremely long time, and I think we are stood here today at the dawn of a new era for Teesside that hasn't just come about in the last few weeks, which I know has been quite popular in the press, but actually this has been many, many years in the making, and I think this is something that we can all own, and we can all say that this is a great thing for the people of the Tees Valley. Now again, the final point I think generally is to make is about the process of today. The way that the legislation is set up and the way that this organisation is set up is that as an investment plan, it has a very specific role within our constitution, and to adopt an investment plan that includes all of those things, and including obviously the acquisition of Teesside Airport, it needs the approval of all voting members on the Combined Authority. The voting members of the Combined Authority are myself as Mayor and the five local authority leaders. And to adopt an investment plan, everybody must vote in favour. If any one individual chooses not to vote in favour of the investment plan, then the investment plan will not be adopted. So that is just the process that we will be following today. So if we move into the investment plan, does anybody have any comments they want to make on the proposed investment plan and what's being proposed today?
I've made no secret of my voting intentions around the whole investment plan, but as leader of Hartlepool Borough Council, today is probably the most significant day in my tenure as leader of Hartlepool Borough Council. And it isn't just about the airport. Everyone knows my portfolio is education, employment and skills. I chose that because the skills gap that was identified within our strategic economic plan was the thing that was going to change the fortunes of our young people in Tees Valley. And when you have a look at the investment in that area, over £55 million, that is going to be the biggest investment that the Combined Authority has put in for the next 10 years for education, employment and skills. Not only when we had Tees Valley Unlimited, but the Shadow Combined Authority, it's a huge investment, and we do need to invest in our young people. So I know there's a lot of talk and heartstrings being pulled around the airport, and I agree with it completely. And my role as leader of Hartlepool Borough Council is to enact the wishes of the people who we represent, and that's been very clear to me, and that's why I came out publicly and said I was in support of the investment plan, which includes the airport. But the whole investment plan is about registering our faith in the Combined Authority and our faith in the business community. And I would like to put on record my thanks for the Local Enterprise Partnership and all the businesses for their contribution in getting to us have a really robust strategic economic plan. And we're now going to move from having a plan, and as you said, Ben, it's about delivery now, because Tees Valley has to be on not just the national map, but the global map, and we can do it. And the investment plan articulates the opportunity and the ambition of the people of the Tees Valley, and that's why I will be voting in support of the investment plan.
But let's just look at the investment plan more widely. You know, £256 million for transport, that's Darlington Station, that's Middlesbrough Station, that's money into the railway station from Saltburn, Redcar and everywhere in between into Hartlepool as well. There's the £146 million for business growth. We are here to drive economic growth and create jobs and support business. That's a huge boost in the arm for our local business communities to say that we stand with you and we stand to support you to create those jobs and that economic growth. And Christopher's touched on the £55 million for education, and he's not wrong. It's the biggest injection that we have ever put into education, into teachers, into schools. You know, my wife's a teacher, so I should probably declare an interest that we're investing this money in schools, but that goes into careers. That goes into increasing the ambition of young people to say that they can have a life, they can get a job, and they can live here in the Tees Valley rather than having to move away. They can link up with the great businesses like Tees Components in Redcar, or Cummings in Darlington, or Double 11 in Middlesbrough. I mean, we've got some fantastic businesses, and we need to make sure that young people realise those ambitions. It's about the teacher training that goes along with that. It's about allowing to take some of the pressure off of local schools that have felt the pinch over recent years, and it's, you know, this is what I hoped for when I was elected, that Teesside would finally put politics to one side and all come together, and we're all saying with one voice that this is the right thing for our area, and this will define Teesside for decades. It really will, and it cannot be overestimated how important the decision we are making today for the future of ourselves, our families, our communities, and our children. It is seismic. So thank you for everybody that's come. Can we vote on the approval of the investment plan? So those in favour of adopting the investment plan, show of hands. That's so those of you who are wondering, that was unanimous. So we've adopted the investment plan. You know, this is a truly great day for Teesside. We're at the start of a new era, and I think we should all go with our eyes open, but positive, ambitious. And I think everybody should go away from here with a more positive outlook on the future of the Tees Valley and the fact that we're all working together to make it a great one. So thank you for coming today. Thank you to everybody in the committee, and thank you to the leaders.
Really delighted with the decision that I've made today to support the investment plan and having the biggest portfolio across the Tees Valley for education, employment and skills. It's about investing in our young people and in the future, and hopefully create 25,000 net jobs for the Tees Valley, of which Hartlepool will benefit greatly.
Thank you for your time. Mr Mayor, this is a great start to the new year for yourself and for the region. Was there a quid pro quo? Did you have to promise the councils something in order to get their votes?
No, we didn't. I think if you look at the investment plan, the £600 million we're investing across the whole of the Tees Valley, including Hartlepool, it's the right thing to do. So I think, yes, today is a good victory, and I've delivered on the promise that I said I would at the election, but actually today is a victory for the people of Teesside, a victory for the people of Hartlepool, because now we're going to see more than tens of millions of pounds being invested directly in Hartlepool. We're going to see tens of millions of pounds invested across our whole region. We're going to see us buy back our airport that's been approved today, and we now have got the money to buy back the majority of the developable land on the South Tees Development Corporation site, which will be seismic, not just to the region, but is actually the biggest UK regeneration opportunity right now, and so is important to the UK economy.
And with regards especially to the airport, as the ink dries on this agreement, what's the very next steps for the airport now? What happens now?
Well, next we need to finalise those legal agreements to sign on the dotted line to take over the airport from Peel. Now we've got this approval. We then need to go through the process of announcing the operator who will own the airport with us and will actually operate the airport for us, and that will be announced in due course as well. And then we need to implement that 10-year plan. And that 10-year plan is getting passenger numbers up to 1.4 million passengers a year. It's landing a low-cost airline. It's getting numerous new routes. It's moving the airport back into profit. And as of today, we can now say that we've stopped the 350 houses that were going to be built on the airport, which would have destroyed our airport in one fell swoop.
Would you be open to the idea of having an online suggestion box so that people can tell you what destinations they would like to go to? Because would it not help prospective airlines to know which destinations are going to get the most traffic?
Well, that will be all part of when we announce the operator. There'll be a process to go through about what destinations do people want to go to, what destinations are therefore viable, because where do people in the Tees Valley want to travel on holiday or for business? And that will be a process we'll be going through over the coming months with the operator, who is a successful UK airport operator already. They know what they're doing and they know how to attract airlines. So I'll be leaving the overall responsibility to them. But what we're doing is taking back control to make sure we never find ourselves in the position where we were with Peel, where the airport was run down and we lost what was an important piece of infrastructure for the people of the Tees Valley.
And having a viable airport, especially one that's obviously going to be international, how does that tie in for your next big project, the Freeport, and how is that going?
Well, we need to make sure we deliver on the airport. Today is just day one. We've got the approval and we need to approve the plan and then implement the plan. But the next stage is the South Tees Development Corporation to create the jobs there, and one of the opportunities there is Freeport status as well. So we're actually working up a draft of what Freeports could look like for the Tees Valley, and I'll be submitting that to government by the end of March. And so watch this space on what a Freeport could look like for the people of the Tees Valley, because this isn't the end of the journey. We'll be moving on to another project and another project, because what this is about is improving the lives of the people of Teesside, improving the lives of the people of Hartlepool, and we've got much more work to do to make sure that people in Teesside have as much opportunity and as much benefit as anybody else in the country.
Mr. Mayor, thank you very much and congratulations.
Pleasure, thank you.